Now, Celsius isn't exactly a bank replacement. You kind of treat it like one, but it's more about getting that juicy passive income. It's not exactly a safe haven for your money. So you went ahead,
which had been deposited by. Anyways, at its peak, Celsius held over $30 billion
available to crypto companies. The company the lack of institutional lending available to crypto companies, the company took out collateralized term loans from a private lending platform. In simple
Now, Celsius isn't exactly a bank replacement. You kind of treat it like one, but it's more about getting that juicy passive income. It's not exactly a safe haven for your money. So you went ahead and you put some of your hard-earned cash into the Celsius network. For a while, things looked good, great even. You even chuckled to yourself while driving past your local bank, thinking about the suckers who put their money in there. Life is good.
So long, suckers!
Then you wake up one day to find your worst nightmare has come true. Your money is frozen, every last penny. Have you been scammed?
You just run it again.
Could you come back when you have some money?
You immediately start reading mammoth-sized threads on Twitter and Reddit to find out what went wrong. Some voices are urging you to stay calm, pointing out that Celsius could never be 100% liquid because of its model. But digging deeper, you find longtime crypto heads saying, "I told you so," stories of surprisingly awkward withdrawal processes and concerning delays. This is often a sign of a company with liquidity issues, more cash going out than they physically have. You read posts saying to get out of the network just days before the collapse. They say something smells fishy. Withdrawals are getting harder. They may be insolvent. They can't pay their debts. The CEO and his wife have been selling off tokens, but it's too late. However, there still is some hope. At least the Celsius team is working and answering questions, so it's not like they've completely just cut and run. But this is all so complex and technical. It's hard to give it the bullshit sniff test. Extreme market conditions, stabilized liquidity, over leverage, and what on earth is a STE? The strange thing about all this is you see two distinct groups of people, those in total panic and those who are completely relaxed. It's hard to read, like, which side of this should you be on? Those people who feel confident about getting a hold of their money have complete faith in the CEO, Alex Mashinsky, and the business model. They call the people who are being negative thugs,
at the time
blaming
that
them
Tether would have no influence over Celsius. It seems Anyways, at its peak, Celsius held over $30 billion of cryptocurrency, which had been deposited by the more than 1.7 million users, earning an estimated $3 million of interest per day on their coins and tokens. Now, this insane statistic included Celsius CEO Alex Mashinsky, who mentioned in many interviews that he had deposited $300 million of his own money into the platform. Now, it looks like Celsius's troubles began in earnest last July when liquid staking protocol Stakehound lost access to the keys to its Ethereum wallet, resulting in $74 million of ETH being locked forever. On-chain analysis by Nansen suggests most of this ETH belonged to Celsius. More about liquid staking later. 1 month later, Celsius announced that it had surpassed 1 million users and $20 billion in assets under management. Now, it's safe to say that the platform's exponential growth and high interest rates are what started to attract the attention of regulators in the United States around this time. It didn't help that Alex was explicit in his mission to disrupt and eventually replace the banks using Celsius, the same way the voice over internet protocol disrupted and eventually replaced many telecommunications companies. It also didn't help that Celsius had reportedly received a $1 billion loan from USDT issuer Tether, which isn't exactly known for its transparency. For context, Tether had invested $10 million in Celsius in 2020, though Alex insisted at the time that Tether would have no influence over Celsius. It seems that Celsius's willingness to engage with regulators
Due to the lack of institutional lending available to crypto companies, the company took out collateralized term loans from a private lending platform. In simple speak, that means they ran out of ways to make money because companies stopped borrowing from Celsius, but they still had to pay their customers an 18% interest rate on their deposits. So what they did was they took out a private loan from another company and they put up their own collateral to do it. And then it says, in July 2021, when Celsius attempted to repay one of its loans, it was informed for the first time that the lender was unable to return the company's collateral on a timely basis, meaning after they paid off their loan to this private company, whoever they gave money to basically said, hey, we don't have your collateral anymore. It's kind of like putting your house up for collateral to get a home equity line of credit for a lower interest rate. And then imagine paying off your whole loan and the bank says, hey, we don't have your house. Yeah, we sold it already. So just this week, Vermont was one of the states to launch their private investigation into this. And according to them, they believe that allegedly Celsius is, quote, deeply insolvent, which means they probably don't have enough money to pay people back because they were also offering, quote, unregistered securities, which is referring to anything that's crypto related, and because they were doing it without what's called an MTL, a money transmitter license, which all companies need if they're transferring money. And then the document says, due to its failure to register its interest accounts as securities, Celsius customers did not receive critical disclosures about its financial condition. This just means because they were unregulated, they were doing all of this completely in the dark without the customers knowing, and unfortunately, this is true for all non-public crypto companies. Now, the Vermont state regulators also believe that Celsius used customer funds to pump the price of their own tokens.